1.
Wake up!
Wake up.
Wake up!
And we're live.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to Sunday Night Rain of Storms. Brought to you by Mountain Dew and Blue Moon, Belgian White. Yeah, welcome to Sunday Night Rain of Storms, our D&D 5e playthrough of Storm King's Thunder. I'm Vader the Mad. This is Disorderly Decisions. Let's say hello to my wonderful players. Sylvan, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Another glorious day in paradise. Ready to hopefully not die.
Oh, well, you guys just missed a fight, so I think your survivability has increased tenfold.
This
Well,
music
Chuck?
is not making it seem like we're out of the
Pay
fire
no
yet.
attention to the man behind the curtain.
As one of the players who's died, so I have a track record of dying of 100%. I hope to not do it again and get to 200% dying.
I mean, in the games that you've played with me, I'd say you're well over quota
There.
for passing away. Oh, is that I'm looking at somebody else's stream. I thought it was ours. I was like, is that Jesus? Sergeant, how are you tonight, baby? You're so muted. You've never been more muted. Completely muted. Silent.
You see the struggle?
There it is. Nothing. You're talking, but I can't hear you. Are you deafened? How did you get deafened? Hello? No. Hello?
You have to
What it
sign
was.
to him.
Hello?
Hello.
There you
So-
are.
I unplugged this little guy, and
Yeah.
I lost my mic.
Oh yes, the PS5 controller, the only thing you can play D&D online with.
So what I was trying to say was, I think this is the first time Zurag has been fully healed in like 10 or 15 sessions, so I'm doing pretty good.
Well, it takes a lot to get Zurag down to 0. So like, I think it's a good thing when you are. But
And conversely, it takes a lot of healing to get him back up to full.
yeah.
The other way as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we wouldn't be able to do that without our shadow. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I got all my spell slots and my sorcery points back, and
That's
theoretically
alright.
nothing
Have any of
dangerous
them.
on the horizon, right, Vader?
I mean, that depends on you. Like, are you guys gonna go north and trigger the dragon that I haven't put there? Or...
How many heads are we at?
Oh, I think last time we checked we were at 3.
Yeah, but we missed last week, so doesn't that make it 4?
Oh, 4.
Isn't 5 just insta dead? Kitty, no, heal me.
Last but not least, I know how you're feeling, but Oobly, tell us all. Tell us about your horrible nap.
I'm fine. We're good. We're here. You forgot Chug. That's not my least.
Of course.
Chuck was second.
I spoke!
You did. Okay, great. Sorry.
My words mean so little, they were already forgotten.
She said, "Who is Chug?"
Who? I've never met the guy once in my life.
No,
When do we
I'm
get a new
not.
player?
Unless we meet in person, I have not met you. I don't even know
Damn.
if that's true. If that's you.
I know no one here. Surrounded by strangers.
He's actually one of those statuettes in the back of, in the background. That's him.
It's actually one of the figures.
He
I'm pretty
is
sure
Hatsune
it's
Miku.
Sakura Hatsune Miku.
Well, I'm excited to see where we go. So I'm here for it.
I'm glad you're excited. You sound ecstatic. In fact, you're peaking my mic levels over here with how ecstatic you are. Calm down. But I digress. Last time, you guys lived out the aftermath of the siege on the refugee camps and protected the Uthgard citizens, wounded, elderly, and other warriors very, very handily, piloting the members that were able to fight that were present while you, the actual party, were on your way back after meeting up with each other. You guys arrived back at the end of the battle where the groups were successfully able to thwart off any of the orcish raids, as well as gained a new siege pet by the form of this iron tusk ravager. You guys were able to bring it down without it doing much destruction, except to the wall, which now stands gapingly open. Well, sorry, you guys did take some time to fix that, but still, the actual party, now being able to speak with Kara and all the Uthgard, passed on the message of the forest. They must leave. They must take all this violence and the orcs with them. And you guys had essentially sworn an oath to this dryad to make sure that they did that. Kara, feeling the pressure not only from this attack but also from the forest actively not wanting them there, forced into a decision, she decided that maybe it was time they stopped running and that they took the fight to Ragnar and his band of Uthgard warriors, his army. But you guys put those talks on hold for the night as you celebrated a well-fought victory. And that is where we begin tonight. You guys wake up the next morning feeling refreshed yet still tired. Your ordeal in the Dryad Grove, your battle with an orc warband yourselves, and then sprinting miles upon miles to make it back to this camp. You're worn out. A lot of stuff has happened since you last left the comforts of a warm bed inside 4 solid walls. And as you wake up in the morning, you can already hear the Uthgard people starting to pack up. Tent spikes are being ripped off of the ground as the canvases that comprise them are being folded and rolled and stored. Everybody who is participating in this, you could see that same haggard look that you must all be sporting after everything that you've gone through, because these people have gone through the same. They've been chased from their homes and murdered for not complying with a tyrannical warlord. As you guys wake up in the morning, your tired eyes meet each other's. What do you do?
Are we in separate tents or one kind of large tent?
You would have been in the same tent. Unless you chose to camp on your own tents, because you guys do have your own gear. But a larger tent that would fit everybody was provided for you.
We should... I don't know what everyone else wants to do, but after the Grove and dying and coming back, I still want to go to Shadowtop. I want to know what happened to my parents. We should figure out where these tribal people are going. So we know where to meet them, where the fight's gonna be. We need. I think they need allies, but
Were we told how long we had to before we had to get out of here?
When I talked to the tree, he said basically as soon as we could, but they did understand us having to pack up and get things ready to leave. So we probably don't have much time, but we probably have a little bit.
I guess the right thing to do right now is go and talk to the chief.
I think that may be the best first step. We need to figure out what their plans are and what we're working with.
I don't know about all of you, but I'd like to get the fuck out of this forest.
Understandable.
I mean, technically, Merc, the forest isn't where you died. It's where you came back.
It's
But it's
also where I died, though. I'm pretty sure my
moreover,
body is in that water.
it's where he grew a tail.
Yes. And
Among
Ressa,
other
you
things.
lost something.
You got two more things though.
Trust me, you never get used to that tail.
But
And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get used to the other things I gained either. But
I don't even know how to help you with that one.
I know we should maybe try to get these folk on the road. I think that would be much safer than stomping directly north through the woods.
well,
Really, a sense of direction would be helpful. I'm kind of like all turned around here. Do you think the Uthgard have a kind of a map or a good understanding of where they're going?
Actually, good question. Do we have maps?
I don't see why you would be traveling without one.
Merc will
You've
roll
never met
out.
my family.
Merc will roll out a map. There's a lot of like little margins where it's just like, oh, ignore asshole who lives here. Talk to these people. As Merc has held many grudges with various people at various cities. He goes, is it possible to get the tribe back to Belliard? I know that goes out of our way first, but at least puts them on a decent trail.
Then we can go talk to the chieftain. They may or may not need help getting there. They're obviously pretty capable. And they held back that war pond without us.
yeah, but I have a feeling what they're going into is more than one band of orcs. They need help, and they're not going to find it crossing through the wilderness. They need to talk to people.
I just meant about having to escort him to Belliard. Obviously, we need more people. And you said, Vader, it was all the way up at Bryn Shander, right? So it's way the hell up north.
Yeah, you guys have to head towards the spine of the world, which is way up there.
Okay.
Do they have like caravans and things like that?
I mean, they have like wagons and stuff like beasts of burden and things like that. But only what they could really get away with.
Merc will go. If they're going that far north, it's gonna be quite possibly months until they get there. If they travel, do your people travel fast, Zurek?
Wouldn't say fast, and especially not when they're being hunted. Better for them to be safe than sorry.
Merc will go. Then maybe going to the long road by way of Belliard would be the best. Obviously, this is just something to suggest to your chief.
'Cause
They might be too proud to even ask for help. In which case, I mean, Shadowtop is north.
Sound of it, everything we need is north.
And would Vressig know anything about the? Because you mentioned it off before we started, about the Harper's location and where they would be at. Because we've had contact with them before. No, it wasn't the Harpers. It was the Emerald Enclave. Never mind. Sorry. Ignore me.
Actually, to that end, Vader, my faction, do I know of any of their holdouts? Like, any of their locations?
You can roll me not like a history.
Alright. Merc tries to recall. He recalls poorly.
Yeah, I mean, you know that they frequent that area up in Silvery Moon, but that's as far as your connections go.
Merc will throw it out. He'll go, I might have a contact or two in Silvery Moon, but obviously that's no help for us now.
In fact, your little map that you have, where you have it marked "Stay away from assholes" here, that's one of the places.
Math checks out. Merc goes, oh wait, no, I don't have anybody in Silvery Moon. They cheat and dice there.
That's minor problem. I actually have business in Silvery Moon. So
As do I.
I don't mind breaking an arm or two for you, lass. That's fine.
that's all I ask.
In which I'll pause at Zura. You would know that Kara Bearclaw means to march for war, so you don't know if they would. You don't think that they would be privy to go into Silvery Moon. Because you've spent time with her and you've talked with her, so that's something that your rest of your party hasn't experienced. So,
Zorag would probably just, if everybody's ready, I'll probably take everybody to the chief, but he would relay that information that she's pretty much ready to just go straight to war. But as far as like trying to get help, they probably will not. Like Merc said, they won't just ask for help.
Well, if we look at the map here, if we have to go north, we could just hit Shadowtop Cathedral and then Silvery Moon and then take the remainder of the route to the Spine of the World where we have to meet up with everybody else, right? Where essentially our war is going to be held. I mean, this path doesn't necessarily block out their ability to be able to do what they want. It's not the straightest shoot, but going the straight path, they're going to have a lot harder of a time without the road, like, any roads or potentially running into any further danger.
Well,
I mean,
that's
it's
why I
already
was-
bad enough.
Merc is going to go. I would also not want to travel in the shadow of the Star Mounts.
Well,
And then he burps up his soda. Sorry.
um, your people seem pretty capable, and I think if they're bound for the spine of the world, would it help if we went separate ways? Because they could, between here and there, gather allies, try to recruit help, and we could, in a separate path, do the same and find a place where we could meet them for the final assault on the traitor that they're after.
That's going to be a question for her. She might need some persuading, but the more manpower they can get, the better.
I'm unfamiliar with lands north of here, so I don't know where they would want to meet up. Or where, if they would want to meet up. So.
Would Zerag know of any like safe haven area up there at all, or
Well, you know
everything
that
just kind of?
Ragnar is held up at Raven Rock, the ancestral mound of the Grey Wolf tribe. That's where Kara has told you. In between here and there are the orcs. So you would probably meet around the Black Raven River and follow that up, because that leads right to Raven Rock. And that is over. We go to Luskan on the map here. I can find
There.
Luskan right here. Black Raven River is right here.
Okay. Yeah, I think what we should do is go see what they're planning.
If we can convince them to wait for us, we might be able to bring help. So let's go talk to them and see what we can do.
Alright, so who's going to talk to Kara?
Probably Zerag.
Well, Merc will go
I'm
along
gonna
too.
go over here. Okay, Zerag Merc.
I don't mind
Merc
tagging
is-
along.
Merc is okay with telling somebody if they want to be stubborn. It's okay for them to die.
Okay, so
I have
like
high
the whole
charisma. I'll come along.
it sounds like the whole party is coming along. Okay,
Come on, Adelaide,
so
we're
you
going to
guys-
see the chief.
we're going to see the chief. Yeah.
We're off to see the wizard.
We freeze frame and cut from there as you guys enter into the tent of Kara Bearclaw. Griark slides open the flap, saying that she's expecting you. And as you come in, she is bent over a war table, essentially, set up in the center of her tent. And on there, she has a map of the Black Raven River as well as Raven Rock and the area around it leading up into the spine of the world. It is essentially a channel where that funnels in to the base of the mountains where Raven Rock sits. And she has dioramas set up that show orc positions, and then of course the stronghold of Ragnar. So as you walk up, you can already tell that she's going over preemptive battle plans and trying to figure out areas where a force as small as hers could strike a blow. So as you all come over to the table, she moves a few pieces and then pulls them back. No, it couldn't happen. So, these are your friends, Zurag.
Aye. These are
Glad
the
to
ones
see
I
you
was
all
looking
of-
for.
Glad to see you all of hearty condition. I'm Kara Bearclaw. And she shakes hands with all of you.
Pleasure to meet you.
I am under the impression by Zurag here that you are willing to offer us aid in our upcoming battle.
Yes, we
Um,
have similar goals. And would be more than happy to assist you guys, especially since the giants are causing a lot of this mess.
Aye, the giants are definitely a thorn in our side, but we seek to take down one who consorts with a storm giant witch. If we sever their connection, we claim our home.
What's the likelihood that us plus your tribesmen here can succeed with just our numbers?
She looks like down at the table as if she's like scanning pieces, trying to move. I will not kid myself when I say our and try to play as our forces are enough. No. We would need a strategical attack. Cripple their legs one by one.
Do you have any allies in the north? Anyone that is willing to listen to you as opposed to this traitor that you're going after?
All of my allies have either bent the knee to Ragnar or fallen to their death because they would not do so. My allies are here in this fort, and that number dwindles.
What about allies outside of your tribe? Have you all tried to find any?
We do not go outside of our tribes.
Worked out pretty well for you with us. Zurag brought us in to help, and we're willing to help. He might be of the tribe, but we are not. Others might be willing to help, if you really want your home. We need to consider alternatives.
And do you have allies that would lend their way to our cause?
At the moment, we have some connections, but it requires us to travel separate ways than you, and then find a place to meet up before assaulting this stronghold.
And what manner of connections do you speak?
Personally, I have business with a druid of some power in Shadowtop Cathedral, and I have a connection in Silvery Moon with a rather talented wizard who might have some friends willing to help.
Druids and wizards? You want us to put our hopes on that? The very trees around here wish us dead and want us removed. You want us to put hopes in a druid and a single wizard?
I didn't say a single wizard. I just have connections. Those connections need to be confronted.
Those of high learning and high birth usually look down upon our rather primitive ways. Why should I believe for a second that they would lend even a moment of their time in regards to our plight?
If it's the wizard I'm thinking of, she oftentimes is willing to help pretty much anybody, and she has connections with a bunch of others that may also be willing to help. I don't really think that she's the type to look down on anyone, and she didn't have any problem with any of the members of our party.
Give me a persuasion check.
While she's rolling that, they're from Icewind Dale, right? Basically.
They're from all over, because they're comprised of many different tribes. But yeah, hers is one of the closer ones to the Grey Wolves.
Is there like a history check I could think of? Because ironically, the Mithril Hall dwarves are from Icewind Dale, and they freaking hate orcs.
I mean, it's kind of a general thing that people hate orcs in this type of deal. I'd say it's more mainly if if Mithril Hall and the Uthgard ever had a reason to fight together. So I'd allow a history check on that.
Don't fail the dice. Hey,
Nice.
Okay.
Merc might know about this. Merc got an 18.
I mean, I think that kind of just falls like you were a Durgar, not a couple of days
Yeah.
ago. So you know that dwarven folks have had their issues with not only orcs but with giants as well. So it stands to reason that like there'd be a little bit of a kinship there, and you know there might have already been battles fought in the past that the flame could be rekindled.
And Millie, what'd you roll?
13.
13.
Did not do phenomenal, but you know.
Like she considers this, but she's going off of words right now, and she's going off of words of people that she's not met and that she's not fought with. Even Zurak, like being of the tribes, like that's why she's given him more of an audience, per se, because of his obvious heritage to how the way the tribes work. But she still seems rather like skeptical to put her faith in a connection, quote unquote.
When do you think this? When do you plan to attack? I guess is my question.
Our biggest struggle right now is closing the distance. The winter's still setting in, and by the time we make towards the Black Raven River, we shall be fighting a war on two ends. We may lose able bodies by the time we get there. Listen, I'm not a fool when I think this could end badly. But I would rather die fighting for my home than die running from it.
What type of allies would you be willing to accept for this?
Ones that are ready for battle. Ones that will fight for our cause.
You can buy someone to a cause. I'm asking if you're willing to be a little more willing to take on mercenaries.
We do not have much coin to pay a sellsword, much less an army of sellswords. They'd have to be willing to take the job purely on credit. And I don't think that is a debt I can put on my people. Not now.
What treasures might these orcs and giants have collected from your people, though?
They have taken control of all the ancestral mounds. There are untold treasures that have been gifted to our ancestors in their memory.
Well, depending on what you're willing to offer, I could see if some of my contacts would be willing to assist you.
I do not think my ancestors would smile upon me if I were to offer up their tributed items in payment for our war.
Do you happen to have anything that you could do trade with? Perhaps if we did a little hunting, we could do furs and produce some sort of goods that we could trade in exchange for gold or coin, or even in exchange for labor.
These people I speak of would also be quite happy with friends in the mountains, if you understand my meaning. If they would be allowed to travel northwards, just as guests to the tribes.
I see. She regards Millie. I know you have just arrived here, but as far as manner of trade, we have very little. What furs we do have, we will need to survive the winter. We've been run from our home. We weren't able to grab everything. And
Completely understandable.
Now we are being run from this place. No chance to gather.
No, that makes sense. I just know that Uthgard equipment is of high quality. I have seen it with our friend Zerag, as well as I have seen it on your people here. But understandably so, you guys do have limited resources at present. And we do not wish to overburden the forest lest we incur its wrath again.
If we were to meet at a different timeline, you would see the full prosperity of my people, and the pride that we put in everything, including our weapons and our wares. You honor me with such a statement as you give now. And she kind of like bows her head towards you a little as she puts her hand to her chest. But we are not at that full strength. Even with your assistance, even if we turn to these mercenaries, we may not be at strong enough to fight Ragnar as well as the orcs. I'm trying to consider all angles here.
Your people, do you know of Mithril Hall? The dwarves there?
Aye, there has been shared blood between our two kinds.
That could be an alliance. There is no love of orcs or giants there. their king is also of, we'll say, charitable alignment.
Would you allow us time to go try and find some help before you attack? Will you wait for us to group up with you?
Everybody, give me persuasion checks.
Merc got a 7.
I have a -1 and I got a 20.
Nice.
I got +7, so we got 23 on me.
I got a 5.
17 fragile.
They don't give a shit about wizards or druids. That's how my
And,
contribution went.
she looks over at the map for a good while, furrowing her brow and thinking, her eyes darting back and forth. And then she nods. I have to give our people a fighting chance. If you say you can try and rally us allies for our army, then we will wait and hold off our attack. For our paths must travel in different areas. We will continue to scout, get more information. That way, when we do converge, perhaps we will be able to come up with a battle plan that does not lead to all of our demise.
Where would you like us to meet you?
That I'm going to leave up to you guys.
Well, I would. That question went out there because I don't know where they would consider to be a good stronghold, holdout, or safe spot to wait. Pretty
Well,
sure
they're
we'll
going to
prob-
have to be they're going to have to be close enough to continue scouting. Because right now they've been relying on people going out, being gone for long periods of time, like very long periods of time, and coming back with limited information. So they would have to be close enough to be able to get more information, and close enough to be ready to march.
She's looking over like a map, right?
Yeah, her map is more so like from we'll call it Mithril Hall over to Gondelgrim, and then like up into the spine of the world.
So Merc will kind of pull his map out and he'll fold it to give her the bottom aspect. And then he'll kind of gesture, be like, "You're around here," and he'll point at the high forest. Just to kind of give her that, like, full picture.
Yeah. But she needs to go up towards the Black Raven River. So that's pretty much where her map focuses around. But I will leave it up to you guys to decide, because you pass your persuasion checks
I mean,
pretty handily. Your group persuasion check.
being in it because they are such a small number. Ressig doesn't know anything north of here, so as far as a stronghold or anything, he wouldn't know what's important. But they're a small number. They need to be in a place that's well protected and potentially far away from any kind of danger from the tribe or raiding orcs or anything like that. Player me says Mirabar, but Dressig doesn't know shit. So if anyone
Well,
else has an idea.
Out of character, how many do they number? We hear small number, but like, I assume they have a decent amount of folks.
Yeah, they're like in the hundreds.
Well,
Yeah. So Merc will still kind of be of. If you go by one of the major roads, I would doubt you would be contested in any way. It would probably be your safest way to travel.
Would Zurag know of any like abandoned like keeps or anything, or strongholds that have just been laid waste and left?
Give me a history check.
Can Merc help with that?
Sure.
It didn't let me use advantage, but not very good at it anyways. Hey.
Yeah. You're not sure of any strongholds, or maybe not even that, but the ones that you think of, they're so close that Ragnar either probably has them occupied or they've been dismantled.
Mm-hmm.
Merc would say, if you follow this road, and he'll point to the long road, I can't imagine the dwarves of Mirabar are any more friendly to orcs. And I would imagine your people may have had some contact with them, even. Is that a friendship you might be able to call on?
She doesn't believe so.
would they at least let you wait there without causing too much problem? Because that'd be a good place for us to meet.
I imagine that any place would show up with hungry bellies and open palms expecting something is not going to be a warm, welcome sight. We are a burden right now. A burden that I'm not sure that anybody will take on lightly or willingly.
Do we still have some treasure from the Hill Giant fort? Or, yeah.
Assuming the party loot on Foundry is up to date, 504 gold, 1100 silver, 2605 copper. So is that a grand total of like 640-ish gold? Plus whatever we're carrying on ourselves.
I,
It's a long way between here and there. They might be able to do a little
yeah.
hunting for
The sidebar,
resources
we
they
can
sell.
Yeah, we can give them some money to maybe even just make sure they're not showing up completely destitute, but Merc is not going to suggest that.
That is a good call, though. I mean, it would be worthwhile probably just giving a little bit of coin, just so that they can, like, if nothing else, have a place to kind of, like, hunker down and be able to, like, you know, have some sort of semblance of trade with a nearby town, and maybe make friends that would maybe be willing to assist in the cause at the time. And if they needed any particular resources to help make something that they could trade that would be of more value, they would probably need some sort of resource for that as well.
This is going to be like the oddest kind of add a character question. Is there like a check we can make to try to help assess their supplies? I'd imagine it'd be some kind of survival. Like,
Well, no, I mean, if you guys wanted to take the time to like go over their supplies and stuff, I mean, you absolutely could. Like, no check needed, but you just need to take the time to do that.
I think that's Merc will suggest we should go over these eventualities.
Yeah, I mean, she can also tell you, like, I mean, they're not like doing hot. You know, they're on the run. They're on their active run, and right now the only place they've been able to hold up for a while is being taken away from them. So they're now being forced to go out while they're being hunted. So they're no longer going to have walls and stuff like that, and they're also be moving with a huge group of people. It's harder to hunt when you're grouped up like that and you're on the move and you're worried about being chased. And so, you know, they're not doing hot, and it's not going to get any better.
To that end, Merc is going to throw out again. This time, maybe privately to the group, he goes, "I do think we should send them by way of Belliard.
Damn.
That was a farming town. With whatever coin they might be able to scrounge up or whatever we want to donate, they could at least fill their stocks. And if anything, they're gonna need fodder for these animals."
How many fighting folk do you have in your tribe? Or non-combatants, whichever the number is.
Their combatants make more of the number than non-combatants, but again, they don't have very many in way of numbers. You guys also need to consider, and Zora can attest to this, that these aren't exactly like we enjoy going into towns and are the friendliest to people.
Well,
these people live in the wilderness.
Traveling halfway across the country, dragging along people who aren't going to fight, might not be the best course of action for them, though. If they're already kind of shy on coin. That's another thought.
She would tell you in response to that, like, those who even are physically not fit to fight would rather fight than run.
I'm not saying fight, or I'm not saying run. What if the people who can't fight are the people who are helping you make connections? We passed through a town not far away, a few days from here, I believe it was, called Belliard. It's generally an accepting people. And if the non-combatants are willing to assist them in some way, they might be able to pass words along for you. As your warriors march north, your non-combatants can work in the south, gather you allies, or work in Belliard to help those people who are also in need after considerable damage taken from a large number of hill giants, and can contribute and get rewarded with allies.
We need allies to fight, not to farm and grow old.
Yes, but it's a town. They have connections to other towns. Word can pass from town to town.
And adventurers pass through towns. And they might be
Exactly.
willing to help.
They can post notices. They can send missives to larger towns and settlements, gathering resources, gathering allies, gathering those who are willing to fight for a cause without promise of coin.
Gathering allies, sending missives from town to town takes time. Time that I'm afraid we have very little of. You see the orcs here. They are hunting us. There will be more next time. And even if we are able to fight them off then, there will be more the next. We will continue to lose our numbers. We cannot wait and send missives out to towns days away while we march to the north.
Those towns days away have troops with horses, some of them. They can catch up.
If they'd even be willing to help us. And I doubt they would.
What hurt does it do to ask?
What
Doesn't
was
hurt.
the... Sorry, go ahead.
I was supposed to say, it doesn't hurt anything to ask. The worst they
Um,
can say is no.
When I was going to ask what route they were planning on taking to head north.
I mean, they're going to go northwest because they know exactly where they need to go. So they're going to leave from here and cut straight through the hills, straight through the valley, straight through the Desserin Hills, straight through the Desserin Valley, up through the Star Meadow and the Cerberin, and then up into the crags.
So taking like basically like the straightest short route right through.
Yeah. Because the hills would break up enough, like, of their movement so they could move through. The valley, all the valleys, few shill states, it's either gonna be fine or it's not. And then once they get into the hills, they could use the cover of them, and then hopefully get to the crags without meeting much resistance. But until she's able to get closer and send scouts out and get more updated information, she is not sure how far that Ragnar's troops are spread.
Yeah. Merc is definitely going to suggest if you make a straight shot like that, you're going to be exposing yourselves to these orcs more. The long road will be patrolled by these settlements. There's no friends of orcs here in the south. And your party will be too large to be waylaid by something like bandits. Because with Merc's particular area of expertise, he definitely thinks that like no like small 10-man bandit gang can be like, yeah, let's try to mug this tribe, right?
Oh no, definitely not. But they might run an issue with like city guard and stuff like that. Like if they're patrolling the long road, like if they go on the roads, because again, civilized like places and the Uthgard don't exactly go hand in hand.
You don't have to travel on the road, but you could travel near the road.
Well,
their plan is to avoid the road completely. Go through the hills, both the Desserin and the Star Meadow and Cerberin, and then get up into the crags where they can set up and put out scouts. Try to figure out the best way of entry.
Well, how long are you willing to wait for us? And how long will that journey take your people?
Good foggy question.
From where we're at, direct line to Mirabar is like 15 hexes, which I believe we determined a hex was a single day of travel. For us, not a giant group of
Yeah.
100 people, so.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say do boom 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 boom.
That's right, double it with their travel speed.
I'm not gonna double it, but I am gonna add about a week to it, so like 20 days. Because I just measured from where y'all are right now to like right here, and just divided it by 24 miles, which gave me 21 miles, which is the average travel for like your crew. And then I got 13, and then just added a week because of how many there are.
We could probably shorten our individual travel time if we were able to find more horses. So we could catch up with them theoretically a little bit faster if need be. I mean, Merc's got scuttles, so.
That's a big if, and that also is predicated on us being able to keep them alive.
We were doing pretty good before. They just ran away on us. They didn't die, at least.
That's true.
But we all know Vader's a horse hater, so.
At least they don't explode
What?
in this campaign.
Excuse you?
So
I
You
if-
kept
love
threatening my
horses.
poor horse.
You're the ones who ride them into battle and put them in dangerous situations, or just leave them.
I didn't do that.
Hey, Scuttles respawns, man. You just, Merc just
Very-
has
You
an
should all learn
slot.
the fine steed spell.
Very specifically.
it's a mad.
I don't-
wherever
Magic
It hasn't
Desperately
happened in our
needy.
campaign, but I was informed that you killed off a bunch of horses and then used all of those horses
Again.
as a monstrosity in another one.
I did nothing of the sort. My players brought them into a deadly situation. Why wouldn't creatures attack them as well? The horses died, and some of them exploded.
Actually, in our last fight, Scuttles killed some orcs.
You did.
Yeah. So, using the calculation of 21 miles per day, I figured that if we, as us, without incident or issue or slowdown, could go from here to Shadowtop, Silver Moon, Mithril Hall, Mornburn Shields to Long Saddle, and then up to the same square in the Crags would take us 22 days.
And that's assuming we don't stop in any of those places for longer than a day.
Yeah, but that's just travel time, not counting
Yeah.
delays or stopovers, staying a place
Yeah.
for several days. And
I
what
would say
did you
the bare
was the
minimum
travel
we're looking at a month of change.
for the tribe, Vader?
If they leave now, traveling for them is gonna take them 20 days.
Okay, so we'd be there a few days later. That would give them a chance to scout things. That's bare minimum. Call it 30 days just for...
So we just agree to meet in 1 month's time.
Yeah. So, meeting in the Crags near Mirabar, I guess. Kind of in the north, if they can get to the northern edge of the Crags.
Yeah,
Up in here.
More so, I would say more so Xantharl's Keep.
Okay. That could be our point.
Or west of.
Yeah, just trying to figure out a easiest way for us to get there. So,
I don't know, that'll work.
if
I
you're
slapped a note on it.
all right,
Did you?
Meeting spot.
Yeah, but I think the notes are only visible to you because you don't have access to share things through the journal. You have to be able to share journal entries. Does the same thing happened in the your campaign, Mercs? I put a little note there, or a little pin there, and it didn't show up for anyone else, and I couldn't share it.
Oh,
So, how about
Why can't I click on it though? That's weird.
I don't know. So how about we meet your people in this little group of hills here you have labeled as the Crags. 1 month. That gives you time to get there. It gives us time to search out allies. And gives you time while you wait for us to scout. So we know what we're getting into when we get there with the force. Ready to take on this chief wannabe.
You talking to me? I'm sorry. I was talking to
Yes.
something.
I was actually
I'm sorry,
talking
can
to
you-
Kara Bearclaw. Basically, meet in the crags, wherever it is that they marked on their map that they're going to hold out 1 month. Gives them a chance to get there and scout while they wait for us to bring a larger force while we gather resources and allies to assist them. 1 month. That gives them time to scout. That gives us a week of little more than a week of extra time to account for stops and delays. Okay, I see the journal entry, but I don't see the pin.
I'll give you a moment. Can you see it now?
If I close the journal, nope.
I see something called Guard Rendezvous.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that too.
On the
I
map
see it
or-
on the map. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can click it. I can't edit it, but I mean, all we need is for it is a pin.
I don't see it.
I don't see anything.
Refresh your shiz.
Shiz is refreshing.
Because you all have access to it.
I mean, like I said, I see the journal entry. Anyway, well, these are refreshing. What do you say, Kara? 1 month? I promise I won't bring that many wizards or druids.
So she just she doesn't like want you to. She just doesn't think that wizards and druids are gonna help, seeing as she's being kicked out of this forest, and druids usually aligned with forest, and wizards are often hoity-toity assholes who think barbarians are, well, barbaric.
Like I said, I won't bring that many. Okay,
Right.
I won't bring any.
Okay.
I
She
know
thinks
you're
about it.
mine.
Go ahead.
I'm joking. I'm like, I know you are, but what am I? Because Matthew's magic.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty much in a position like if you show up with wizards and druids, she's gonna be surprised to all shit. But she does not think that you are going to be able to convince them to offer help.
It's not that she doesn't want them to help. She just doesn't believe that they'd
Correct.
actually show up and be of any help.
Correct. I mean, there are members of the Uthgar tribes that have like the abilities and stuff that like druids and wizards have. Like we've seen them. You guys played as them for a couple of sessions. So it's not that she denies what their power is, but like if they're not of Uthgar, lineage, she doubts that anybody is gonna help. But she's willing to. She's heard your words, and she's really just considering her options. And it's already gonna take them about a month to travel there, so it's kind of just like a. What else do I have to lose? Put my fate into these strangers. You know, Zurag being with you and speaking for you is definitely a huge help. So yeah, I mean, she agrees.
Perfect.
Merc will also happily add, also giving your tribesmen a day or two of rest would not be a terrible thing.
That's why I was wondering
So
how long the Dryad said that they had to get out of here.
it's not like a you get out of here by today type deal. Even though that's what the Uthgard are like taking it as, they are packing up. They should be ready to go, probably by nightfall.
As long as there's progress for them to leave, they're not just kicking back their feet.
Yeah, it
that's-
looks like
Should be relayed.
Yeah,
as long as they're matching the spirit of the agreement.
yeah, yeah. They
Alright.
can't afford to fight with the forest.
I don't think anyone can.
Yeah, to be fair, we can't afford to fight with the forest.
That was.
You don't
We
get the
saw
fuck
how that
out of my
went.
woods.
We accidentally angered a couple trees, and they turned us into red smears.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget, I'm pretty sure that orc who was stabbing the shit out of us and turning darkness on everyone is still out there. We did not kill him. Them. Her. Whatever.
I'd like to think I blew him up, but
Definitely not. So, we have a month to get there.
Well, a month after they start traveling. I don't know if they're counting today or not.
Uh,
I mean, you guys
it'd
will
be better for them to
technically be.
leave in the morning, right?
yeah, it's still early morning, so.
Yeah,
whole
so
day.
if they're ready to pack up by like nightfall or whatever, like you said, like it'd probably be better for them just to stay one more night in the forest, and then wake up in the morning and then leave instead of traveling in the dark, because we all see how that went. Shadow orc stabbing the heck out of us, dragging us into darkness.
And of course, out of character, Merc could use another day of rest to get rid of the last point of exhaustion.
No.
Never. That's my permanent gift.
I'd be somewhat
Have
hesitant to
another.
stay here again because
Yeah.
if they look like they're not leaving, trees might decide that they're not leaving. So
I
I
mean,
think
their stuff's all packed up.
They're packing things up. Like I said, you guys don't. It's not like you need to be gone by tonight, but they need to be making an active effort to get out of here.
Yeah.
And packing up and then just waiting until morning is definitely, in my opinion, considered an active effort.
We help them for the day, rest here tonight, relatively safe, and then we march.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Merc is all about sleeping somewhere safe one more time. Just one more time.
well,
Safe
one
is
more
relative.
day.
I am so scared of that mountain right next to us. It's right there.
And y'all can thank Chug for speaking anything to existence that may come from that mountain, because I wasn't gonna have it. But it's there.
And guess where our path takes us? Right by it.
Yeah, we're marching in the shadow of the Star Mounts. Like, Chug is afraid. Merc lives in blissful ignorance.
So I mean that's like a valid like thing. Like would Merc be like, we need to fucking skirt this as much as possible? Or
So, like, Faerun has, like, you know, those legendary dragons. Like, Inferno lives there. That is, like, common knowledge. Right? Like, one of the greatest dragons of all times live there. It is a scary fucking place. I think Merc would know, but he wouldn't know, like, the exact thing. But yeah, Merc might point that out to everybody. He's like, also, we should, not go near those mountains. At all.
It's okay. We know how to be very, very quiet. Don't worry.
We made it pretty far, really.
Yeah, I
Merc
know.
will think about that for a few moments and go, well, at least we'll be quiet up until the point where we're screaming while on fire.
I think we've done good things for the forest. The forest may help us out with that. We need to start bringing back Ressig's cheerful nature, because last few days he's been a downer. Not punching
Merc
people in
will
the dick anymore.
Merc will give like a draconic, because he's a dragonborn now. He'll give a very draconic smile and go, "Yes, we'll have company while we die. Excellent."
Hey. So we're helping them pack up for the day.
sounds
Is
like
that
it.
all right? Yep.
Unless there's anything else you guys feel like you want to roleplay, we can montage this right the fuck up.
The only thing I would
Time
say
to
is
have a montage.
if anybody needs any like further medical attention, either in the party or the encampment, Millie will get on that.
For sure, yeah, and I mean there are people who are accepting of your healing. So Millie spends the day doing that. Is there anything else like specific that you guys spend your day doing?
Merc has healing, but that's not for randoms.
Good noob.
Don't get
Oh,
hurt
so
next time, kid.
Just some kid pushes him down.
Kid's like walking on his crutches, and Merc's just like, "You don't need those crutches. That's wood.
He's
You
got
could
one
burn that
leg.
and keep somebody warm
He's
for a
got
night."
one leg, falls over.
Ressig's good at one thing, and that's moving stuff. Cause he got the muscles, but he ain't got anything else to help, other than he can play an instrument and just keep people's spirits up.
Merc is probably gonna boil some orc bodies to get Adelaide more bones.
I like how Merc's just like, I have a job. I got this.
Adding to this
He's
nightmare.
fascinated by this. Adelaide was like, "I need bones," and Merc was like, "Say no more."
Zorak, Adelaide, anything specific that you guys are doing?
Zerag's probably just gonna go around camp and help out any way he can, you know, to help like the children or the elderly get all their stuff together.
Adelaide will go around and help heal some kids and whoever is hurt, while she tried to collect her bones.
Alright, so the day progresses as you guys help packing up. Millie and Adelaide heal here and there, take care of those who need it, as Chug removes the bones from multiple bodies of orcs, and eventually the night comes on and there's a gigantic bonfire that everybody is gathered around at this point, and Ressig is playing music to lift spirits, and still riding the high of the victory, there's a bit of a ceremonial type dance that starts to take away. And Zurag, you have seen this before, and this is the dance that often the tribes would partake in before they go off, either on like a small like warband mission or a full-on war. And there are drums that pick up and kind of take the tempo of Ressig's playing. and you watch as the night progresses and these people dance around this flame, and as their bodies move around, they are telling a story of battles fought in the past and battles soon to come, and each of their movement tells a story told in blood. And after a while, that lightheartedness of that dance takes on a heavy atmosphere as you guys just find yourselves staring into the fire as these shadowy figures, eclipsed by the flame behind them, dance around. You watch as their shadows turn into similar shadows of your own. It starts to tell a story of fighting against huge giants.
Is
I don't know if it's
Vader
my
cutting
end or
out?
A little
For,
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vader cut out for
No!
everybody.
yep.
Can everybody hear me?
Now we
Yes.
can. You started like
What's the last thing
fading
I-
away slowly. The
Yeah,
last
I'm
thing you
back
saw,
up.
shadowy.
I heard the
shadows.
silhouettes.
Yeah.
Okay, so rewind. As you guys stare into the fire and you watch as these silhouetted forms of the Uthgard dancing around, casting shadows onto the floor, begin to transform and turn into shadows that reflect your image. You watch as it starts to tell a different story of small folk, just like your group, standing up against waves of giant forces, clashing head to head with fire giants, with frost giants, eventually coming head to head with a gigantic storm. An en masse of dark clouds that just rumbles and roars with electric energy. And you can feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And Shadow, as you are staring, or as Millie rather is staring into this flame, you watch as it becomes a smaller flame in this brazier. And behind this brazier, just highlighted by the dulling flame, is this statue of this winged serpent-like creature. And as the flame dies in the brazier, there's golden light that lights up in the eyes of this statue. And you just feel it calling to you. You feel that warmth build up inside of you, that warmth that you feel when you heal somebody. And you feel it start to reflect that bonfire, and it almost becomes an inferno inside yourself. And you hear your name called out from the distance as if somebody is screaming it from 1,000 miles away, but it is echoing across landscapes to reach you. And then you are pulled back into this reality as this dance begins to wind down. And those embers that rise from the bonfire fade into black as we bring our night to a close. Let's take a 5-minute break. Can we do that on stream?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have a. Do we have a be back soon thing?
Oh, we don't.
Well, everybody who's watching, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Grab some snacks, use the bathroom, get some water, take your meds, let the dog out.
Take your meds.
And we'll be back. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'll see you guys 10:20. Cool
All right.
people time.
All right.
I do think at the very last second there I blinked for like a minute. So I need this break.
I wanted to ask before the night ended if anybody had any incense that I might be able to snag.
Roll me a luck check.
I do like how we spent at least an hour and change on like
I can't have anything nice.
planning a map.
Yeah.
Big decision.
Unfortunately, no incense. At least enough for what you need it for.
Yeah. Is there any at all that I can have? I can
Uh,
piecemeal this bad lad.
They're more so like dried herbs that are like bundled, kind of like a sage would be, or something like that. It's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
fair.
that.
I was gonna do a divination before we all left, before we ended for the night, so that I could,
Oh,
see if
not
we were gonna
bad,
have
not
safe
bad.
travels for the next 7 days,
Mhm.
so to speak. But I do not have that at my disposal.
Yet
Say the answer to
you're
that
gonna
question is no.
be so happy when you get to Silvery Moon. That's all I'll say.
I will
There should
be
be magical
quite
ingredients out the ass. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be running around like, what's this from Jack Skellington? Like, oh, there's stuff.
I can get things? No.
I can't believe my eyes. Wake up, Billy. This isn't fair. What's this?
Uh,
I'll pop that off while I grab my stoof.
I'm currently in negotiations to get another Kotobukiya figure.
Oh god.
Someone was selling an invisible woman for $60, and that's like a $200 figure, and I was like, yes, I will walk through snow to get there.
This yarn is shedding terribly. I'm covered in fluff. I need juice. Probably shouldn't say that on stream.
stream.
No, we'll be back.
But that doesn't mean
This-
the sound's not
Twitch
gone.
is still going.
Oh. Well, we had a good run. We did our best. And by we, I mean you guys. I'm gonna do a little go back in time on the video here and do some snip snip. Man, I'm hungry. I don't know what to eat.
For anyone who's still listening, I know this is thrilling content. Us on a break. You're welcome.
Don't worry, they got some thrilling content. They got some spicy content from Chugman. Chugman didn't realize we were still live. Chugman has no moderation. What do you mean there's no clean bowl? Oh, I hate the world's the worst. This is the worst.
Wow, so negative today. What's going on?
I went to go make some soup. And I can't make soup because I don't have a bowl to put the soup in.
I mean, I'm sure your kitchen has a sink.
I
I'm
don't
sure
wanna
that sink
wash
gets
things.
water, and there's probably a sponge nearby, and maybe, soap of some sort.
There are all of the things you were talking about, but that would require me doing extra work. When instead I can go between the fridge and the freezer multiple times and just keep looking into them longingly.
I guess that's a good diet program.
That's what I just did.
Have you
So I settled
seen me?
on this-
It isn't.
I settled
It
on this
doesn't work.
go-go squeeze and a package of Lance crackers.
Um,
How's chat doing tonight?
It's not too bad. We got a few people on. Everyone's just commenting on some of Chug's more questionable statements when he thought we weren't live. Sorry for everyone who's listening.
Oh man, I missed them, so I can't wait to catch them on the re-listen.
Ah.
Can you open this orange juice for me?
You said you have to do some snip snip.
You know, just it was good
Oh,
to
you
be
need
on
away
the
from food,
stream.
don't you?
I'll miss everybody.
-5, but I am able to do something.
It was good knowing everybody. I had a good time as Merc.
The views subjected to y'all by Chug are not the views of Disorderly Decisions in any way. We do not condone nor agree with his statements.
I just had a stirring contest with my dog.
Yeah, I did too. I looked over and I'm eating a cracker and she looks over like she's fucking Oliver Twist. She said, "Please, sir, some more."
More?
More? You have one cracker. Yeah. Alright, I'm good. Get crumbs in my bed.
Well, she's done worse in that bed, so.
She sure has. Sorry, did I tell you about that?
Hmm?
Did you hear about that? We were beginning streaming one night, and like as soon as Sylvan was like 3, 2, 1, and we're live, I was like, my dog just threw up in my bed.
Oh.
I still have the recording even.
Do you have the other recording, the better one?
I have the rest of the stream, but I definitely still have the 30-second clip where I was like, all right, and we're live, and my dog just threw up.
Damn.
I didn't post it. You're welcome. But it's still there for everyone's enjoyment.
My favorite will forever be watching you just scream incoherently while your mic was muted.
Yeah. The 3, 2, 1. Fuck
Fuck
you.
you. Was art? Don't worry. We have Chugman adding to the list of things that will be clipped out, hopefully.
You say that like I know anything about editing video.
Yeah, man, it's out there.
And also, again, I will repeat, this is live. I can't clip
They
it out of
already know.
existence.
Do you have it mute when we leave or no?
No.
Because you might
man.
you're gonna need to
Next
break
time,
the video
maybe.
up.
Yeah, we heard you struggling with that orange juice bottle.
I have a
Way
-5 to my
hard.
strength score.
Like I couldn't believe that you had a pair of vice grips in your hands when you came into Sergeant's office. I was like, ooh,
I need help.
someone needs some milk, not some orange juice.
I just love that chat is like, we know what you did. We want it.
Ah. Are we back? Are we supposed to be back already? Let's get back.
My food's in the microwave. Chef Mikey's cooking. We can go.
We're good. Let's get this back on the road. Welcome back, everybody. So, the night has gone on. Not enough incense for a divination. So the morning wakes up with fresh and endless possibilities that stretch out before you. But as the early morning sun rises, so too do your groups and the Uthgard, who begin to file out. Kara and Griark, as well as Risen, and the Tiger Woman that hasn't said much to you, waits and watches as these ragtag crew of refugees they have now lead into a very difficult march. The air is cold. Your breath can be seen very vividly. In fact, Millie, why don't you roll us a weather check here? It's D100.
Here goes blizzard time.
58.
58.
I very excitedly hard click the long rest button beforehand.
You may all mark off long rest. Remember, we do it differently here. So you are not getting half your hit die. You are also not recovering all your health. Unless you've been fully healed by magic or otherwise. Please make sure you are at the accordant hit die as well as HP, but you do have your spells as well as that level of exhaustion is gone. So everybody, I believe, is now no longer exhausted. Correct?
It is a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, and luckily the clouds above today seem pretty light. So you don't think a blizzard is set in for the day. But who knows, weather can be finicky. Is there anything any of you would like to say to the Uthgarts before they depart? Or are you going to continue north on your own way?
Is there any regular saying that Zureg would know, through the Uthgard tribe, just to basically wish him good luck and to be safe?
We all say nana nana boo boo.
We say neat.
Me. We, the knights who say me, require a shrubbery. Alright. But no, there's no particular one. I mean, it kind of varies between tribe to tribe. So you kind of just give your respective tribes salute, and it is received and replicated.
Okay.
Thank them for essentially their hospitality and allowing us to stay here, and wish them the best on their travels. And I hope that we meet well again soon.
Before we take
I
off,
hope so.
I'd pull Zureg to the side and would they be offended if we gave them something to help them?
I don't think they'd be offended. No. What did you have in mind?
I mean, we have, I guess they don't really go to towns or anything, but we have money. We could trade. It's better than them dying in the wilderness.
You can always just ask her. You heard her say, though, they'll probably do all that they can to stay away from towns.
Yeah. Hearing that, and Ressig would just walk off and pull his little, I guess her little, get used to that, coin pouch off. And
You don't have one anymore.
Hawaii.
Oh, your coin purse. That's just a joke about your genitals.
Oh. God damn it. My brain skipped that whole fucking part of the conversation. Didn't even think about that.
Got him.
Yep. But it's not much. He's got 25 gold in his own personal shit, and he's just gonna walk up to Kara, hand it to her, and be like, "Try not to die. Sorry." I can't do more than this, because this is all I have.
She hands you a dagger off of her belt.
Thank you.
You do the same.
He is a collector of dead people's weapons. That's not a good sign. But he doesn't say that out loud. That's me talking.
A strange thing to say.
Yes.
As they walk away. Alright. So you guys watch as this group of Uthgard disappear into the forest, heading northwest, and you set your sights on the north. Through the breaks in the canopy, you can see the large star mountains towering above you. And you set off. So, usually I don't, but we have talked about this before. This is a campaign that deals heavily with travel. And as you guys are traveling, I will occasionally ask you if you're going to hunt or if you're going to survive off rations. If you hunt, it'll slow down how far you go during the day, because you will have to take time to hunt. If you just
Can
use
we,
rations, there'll be no penalty there.
Is there an opportunity that, like, maybe while we're traveling and we might accidentally run across an animal in the wilderness? Or is it just hunting?
Yeah. No, there's an occasional time where you might run into an animal at some point. One could say it could be like a random encounter.
Don't we
random.
still have a bunch of deer in the bag of holding?
We do.
You guys have been subsisting off this deer for quite some time.
We got like
I'm
3 of
just-
them.
Yeah, how much do we actually have left? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
find
probably
seed's
something
a
we
hell
should
of
figure out.
a spell. You can just keep summoning them, as it turns out.
Oh my
They're
god!
not real. They're not real, though. There's
And he poured in the storm. You might not feel full, but at least you ate something.
Yeah.
you might just
We
eat
tried to
a
do that with
companion of
conjure
everybody
animals
over
to
and
con
over
some giants. So they weren't very happy when they disappeared in a puff.
Poor Scuttles.
Anybody
doesn't
ever
roll.
had spider?
On like your third time doing it, you'd have to start rolling some very heavy persuasion checks, or Scuttles is gonna have some words.
Like, he's got 8 legs, right? Just take a few at a time. Then he's down to 4. Then he's just like a horse.
Just regular.
Just a really ugly horse.
But you should probably figure out how much meat you guys have, because we are about to start doing some traveling.
I mean, we have... Hold on. I recall we had a lot. I have a quantity. I think we converted it into rations because in the bag of holding there are 30 days worth of rations.
Okay.
So
Are
I
we sure
think
that
that's
in
what
the
we
bag
did.
of holding, nothing can go rotten.
We
Uh,
had it smoked and cured, didn't we?
Yeah, we cured a lot of it.
Well, that
We-
just prolongs.
yeah,
How
the
long
bag
it
of holding
stays.
does not stop the deterioration.
Okay. So yeah. So shit could still go bad. But we'll cross that bridge. You guys have some stuff. That's all we need to know for right now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, some of
Why
that
don't we
30
roll-
is some of that 30 was regular. I believe it's actually only 20 of meat because Ressig was carrying around regular rations as well.
I think we all were. Because we picked
Yeah.
up. Was it Wamford or was it
Not Womford.
Billiard? Where we got the.
I
Tons of
don't think
rations
I don't
before we
think
left.
Belliard had. I think it was Wamford because Belliard didn't really have much. That was where we ended up feeding them.
Yeah, so it would have been Wamford then.
Yeah.
But I think we got our tent there, and
Mhm.
then the rations.
And travel rations are like pemmican and stuff. Stuff that's not going to go bad.
Yeah. So, like I
Okay.
said, of that 30, I'd say 20 to 25 of it is the deer meat.
Okay, I like it. Cool beans. We'll make checks on that as we go. But so you will need to use 1 ration a day per person as we travel. Let's do our first day of travel, and let's roll luck rolls. Everybody roll me a d20.
Let's get the burn one out of the way. Hey, 16. Merc's feeling good today. Zurich's feeling real good.
Feeling all right. Not particularly good or bad.
Oh,
Okay, all of us.
Not a
That's an
single one of
11
us
for
lower
Resic.
than a 10.
That's very nice.
17
As
for
you-
Adelaide.
Very, very good, very good. Everybody's above 10. So, as you travel your first day, moving into your next hex, you guys can move yourself, I believe. Should be able to move that little thing you would do.
I
Confirm
can't
or
do it.
deny.
I'm not able to grab it.
Lies.
I can't either.
I can't believe you've done this.
I've been deceived.
Sorry. Did not mean to tell you a fallacy. Who are you? Why are you in the folder? I've got so many dang things in here. It's like you guys and then everything that I've used plus a shit ton of dinosaurs for Adelaide. Well, either way, I'm just gonna dig up one and then I'll fucking. Okay, so your first day of travel goes without any issues. As you travel into the night, Chug, why don't you roll me a D100? See if the weather changes.
73.
73. The light clouds that covered the skies for most of the journey have now opened up, and a beautiful starlit sky stands above you as you guys make camp for the night.
Merc looks up. He goes, Aurora Borealis, this time of year.
Hey, don't light pollution out here.
Localized in your kitchen.
You steam a mean ham.
mean hand.
Is there anything you guys would like to do or talk about? Or do you just wish to call it a night?
Yeah, you know, Merc sitting around the fire, you know, after a day after, like, you know, leaving this tribe, he goes, so, do we think they're gonna make it to the meeting point, or are they all gonna die out on the road? I'm not so sure they'll make it.
I would like to think that they're gonna make it just fine.
You have such little faith in my people.
If I were to say yes, would you be upset with me? They are too proud to ask for help, so...
They've made it this far in life.
On the run, defeated? Yes.
Still alive. And obviously still willing to fight.
All I am pointing out is we suggested to them to gather allies multiple times. And, well, her pride kept her from willing to take the time to do so.
It's hard when you're not used to doing it, though.
They are strong people, so I imagine they're not used to having to do so.
I
But-
mean,
When they left, they were all quite well, so as long as they keep an eye on one another, they should be okay.
just think, Merc. Stubborn people seem to stay alive way longer than they should. Look at us.
Merc will nod at that. He'll go, sometimes, though, running back into the teeth of what destroyed you the first time is not the correct decision. All I'm pointing out is that stubborn defiance doesn't change death any more or less.
We made our suggestions, and it's up to them whether or not they take it. I'd like to think that if they ran into any trouble, they would go to more populated areas in order to be able to have safety in numbers.
Merc will go. As long as this Kara, right? Bearclaw?
Yep.
Merc will go, I believe this tribe will stay together as long as Kara leads it, but that's its weakness. If she were to fall at any point of this march, you'll have 100 scattered Uthgar refugees within weeks.
Well, I think we need to think positive, Merc. Let's hope. We should have faith. They'll survive.
Well, while all this is happening, you could see Adelaide in a corner of the tent, counting her bones. How many do you say that I collected right before we left?
That's a good question, because there's plenty of bones, but it takes time to tear
Yeah.
muscle and flesh away from bone.
Well, that's why you boil the bodies, as Merc was doing.
Lovely. Smelled great.
Adelaide also has a bag full of insects. You know, just like drop thing in there. She's not going to smell pretty for a while, but they'll do the job.
Clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she doesn't have like a fully established colony though, so only having a
No, she
handful
just
of
have
bugs.
like handful of potato bugs
Yeah.
And a centipede.
and a centipede.
Just roll me we'll call it nature.
Click the wrong button.
This will be for Adelaide.
Nature. Ugh. Okay, great. That's about right.
They drowned.
Yeah, it just, even with the boiling and stuff like that, it just you didn't have enough time, so you weren't able to get quite as many. I'll say you're able to walk away with like 15
15.
bones. Yeah, 15
Okay.
assorted bones.
Thank you.
Merc will go.
Bringing you to a grand total of 271, by the way.
For those wondering, I told Adelaide early in this campaign if she collected, what I believe, how many bones? 1,000 bones?
1,000 bones.
1,000 bones, I would allow her to summon something cool.
Yeah, long ways to go.
So she makes it a habit of collecting bones of her fallen victims.
So while we're walking, would Adelaide be able to collect some bugs?
Again, it's snowing.
She's not going.
It is
Okay.
winter time, so you can search around. I will allow you to search because there are bugs that do persist by burying themselves and stuff. So if you're gonna actively look while you camp and stuff, sure, I will allow it. Give me a why don't you give me investigation?
It's a 13.
Okay. You find some fallen old logs and stuff that have been kind of decomposed a bit, and you move them through, but you don't find anything aside from a few earthworms that slither in reaction to being uncovered.
Do I find maybe a spider on those logs?
No spiders, just earthworms.
A
Okay.
massive spider.
Skittles is a good boy.
Anything else for the night?
Merc might ask Adelaide. He'll go, Adelaide, do you mind if I have one of those bones?
Can I get it back?
It'll be whittled some, but sure.
May I ask what for?
Merc will kind of gesture to a little small carving knife he has. He goes, I like to, carve what I've killed into one of those creatures' bones. Got some and he'll kind of gesture to a small pouch he has. He'll pull out a bone. He'll go, this is for Drow. And there's 10 marks on it. He goes,
Sure.
I actually need one for orcs.
Oh, okay. You can pick which, but just one. It's really hard to get them. It takes me a long time, and I'm collecting them, so you can only have one.
Of course. Merc will kind of pick through the bones. He'll look for a good a good femur. Something that can keep a lot of tally marks on it.
Okay. Easily enough.
He just starts whittling into it. I think if my math is correct, he'll put 6 marks into it.
Okay.
I don't remember what I'm at, but can I spend some time with Millie teaching me how to speak giant again?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
All on board with
Wasn't he
that.
teaching everybody to do that?
Giant
Weren't you
teaching
teaching
lessons.
all of us?
Zarag taking notes.
Resig also knows giant, so he'll help with that, and I think we only did it one time.
I think we did it twice.
Either way, it takes quite some time to teach somebody. So definitely,
Yeah.
why Why don't you give me an intelligence roll with advantage there, Zurag, to see how well you're doing.
Fine pupil.
19.
You're doing pretty well. Your proximity to the frigid north up there has put you in the pathway of people who have dealt with giants, like especially frost giants in that area. So some words you are able to recognize as being heard before, so they come a little easier to you than other ones do. But the ones that both Millie and Ressig are teaching you are finding their way into your mind, and you're catching up pretty quickly.
Okay. So would that be like? Yeah, I have it written down as 1 hour that I had done out of 10 weeks needed. How much would that
Okay.
have been?
We did only do it once.
How many hours do you get to dedicate to this?
I guess it
Cup.
depends on how much we have.
Couple
guys are at
hours in
camp
the
right now?
evening, just like during camp. Not so much that we're gonna sacrifice sleep, but
Yeah.
enough to just kind of keep the lessons fresh every night, just giving them a little bit more.
We could even do it during launch if we buddied up. Or you buddied up with somebody else. But let's see. Adelaide has night vision, you have night vision, and Ressig. But Merc and I don't know, right?
Correct.
I never did.
Yep.
But Merc lost it. So he and I are going to have to buddy up with someone that can see in the dark.
I mean, we don't have to do it during watch. I just meant if we had time before.
Yeah, you can spend a couple hours. Just go ahead and write down a couple more hours dedicated to
Okay.
that.
Alright.
Okay. Well,
I feel like flashcard time.
What is this one?
Good.
Very good. Well, that brings us to the matter of watch. And I imagine you guys have a fire going, because it is
Oh, yeah.
cold.
Yep.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, who's taking watch?
I'll take first watch.
Are we doing pairs then?
Yeah, we should do pairs.
Pairs.
I'll pair with Adelaide this time.
Okay. So that's first watch, our pair. Adelaide and Ressig, give me perception checks.
It's a 25 for Adelaide.
Sorry. Was making a sandwich.
Well, then roll with disadvantage because Ressig's making a sandwich.
No, Ressig wasn't making a sandwich. That's an 18.
Oh. All right. Your watch goes unmolested. However, the wind begins to pick up a little bit, and as it moves the tops of the trees, causing some of the settled snow to fall in clumps all around you, making silent little thuds as it impacts into the settling snow at the ground. You hear the faint sound of like a loud roar, but just a faint echo as it hits the very bottom. And you can tell that it comes from a very, very high up position. But to hear it as clear as you do here, even though it's faint, it's clearly a roar. You imagine it's from a rather sizable creature. But it does not seem to be very close. Who's taking second watch?
Merc will join on second watch.
I'll take morning shift. So
I guess I'm going with Merc.
Alright. Give me perception checks, both of you. But you don't have dark vision?
Oh no dark vision here.
Oh, roll it with disadvantage.
It's not gonna
We
be
can go
good.
lower. That'll be a 4.
A 4.
And a 10.
Merc will like has like a bag of like just like trail mix, like nuts and stuff. He's just like, just chowing down.
Adelaide goes to wake them up for the watch, or if they're up, she's gonna let them know about the noise that we heard.
Okay. No worries.
Merc will happily supply. Well, at least I won't see how I die.
he's
Merc,
taking
roll
being
me a
blind in the dark quite well.
Merc, roll me a D20.
I got this. That's a 2.
All right, evens it is. All right, roll me a D8 and a D12.
That was so close to a natural 20, and I was afraid to know what came.
Uh,
Oh,
double 8.
Too late.
oh,
Double
oh,
8s.
no.
8 on the
Oh.
8, and then 8 on the D12.
Goody.
Okay.
Excuse
I like
me.
it.
Merc is gonna be sitting there, chewing some trail mix, and he's gonna go, "Good night, eh?"
As you munch your trail mix, sitting with Zurag, you are kind of oblivious to the fact that you're being watched.
Hmm.
And you guys are kind of just standing there, and multiple sets of these yellowish eyes are just watching you all. But the fire pops and cracks, and you guys could swear you hear the sound of muffled footsteps moving away, but it goes quiet and you don't hear anything. Who's taking third watch?
That'd be me. Depending on how dark it is, Millie will immediately start lighting like some other like fires and cast light on some rocks and stuff. She's gonna try to create as much light around the camp. That's not gonna be like target like look at me here, but just kind of like
Yep.
little sporadic lights farther out so she has a wider range of view.
I like it. Give me a perception check.
She's like, I've been through this one too many times. Can I guidance? And maybe 2 more.
No.
I love how I'm like, I put extra light out so I'm not blind, and I'm still blind.
For those at home,
The
that's
trick.
a natural 1.
The trick is to embrace that you're not built to perceive things, so don't.
Maybe you always have a
Roll
partner
me.
on watch.
Roll me a d20.
We didn't set this up as well as I would have liked.
We're gonna have so many encounters, they're gonna run into each other.
Feel like Mr. Burns, everything's affecting you all at once, so nothing affects you. They're all fighting for supremacy.
Like,
Yeah, you just skate on by.
you know how in like Skyrim you could be like running away from like a group of bandits and then a dragon attacks you and then like the wolves and like the wildlife are trying to murder you? The environment wants to kill us.
Just a little.
The trick is to kill the environment.
sun begins to rise and your watch comes to an end, and a new day has begun. So,
And
why
in a-
don't you roll me a D100?
I was about to say, and we all wake up, right?
You sure
You
do.
hear footsteps and nothing happens. What?
I mean,
Somebody-
they just got paid. It's easy. They just had to walk up and start taking our stuff.
61.
61.
Mm-hmm. How much of our shit is missing?
The skies remain clear as you wake up freshly rested in the morning.
In a deep ass forest. We don't see a sky.
Merc is gonna go. That watch was
Breaks
pretty
on
well.
on the canopy.
That watch went well. Me and Zurag made sure nothing came from the south. Eyes were firmly locked.
All I heard that was the sound of crunching from your mouth.
Yeah, sorry folks, we're out of mixed nuts.
Again?
It's
Literally
weird, they
nuts.
oddly taste better now that I'm not a Duragar. Though everything is slightly more spicy.
Well,
Did he even get nuts?
another day of travel. What disasters await us?
The bandits walked through our camp, handed Merc just a packet of nuts. He's just like, sure.
These are for you.
We we got a long rest.
Yep. Sure did.
What's the hit dice math again?
Half
It's,
your con
pen-
score, I believe it was.
Alright. Round it up or down.
Down.
Write it down.
I'm just gonna burn some of these dice then.
Always down.
Okay, that should be the right number.
You know you can just edit it, right?
I can.
Yeah.
How
Go to your
do?
character sheet. In the top left corner, there's the little wrench.
Ah,
Turn the edit mode on, and there should be a little cog that shows up just above the hit dice, and you can actually just change the number there.
I could have remembered this the last time you told me, but it's funner this way. Just continuously be like, oh yeah, I knew that.
You're welcome. Fountain of useless knowledge. I'm good for something.
10. Fountain of useless knowledge. I
Are
can
you-
tell you shit you don't want to know. Like when did Top Gun come out?
Ooh.
When did Top Gun come out?
'88? I don't know. No, it's earlier than that.
Du-du-du-du-du.
Movie knowledge isn't one of those useless knowledge things that I know. Especially if it has to do with dates.
A mechanical pencil.
All right. And we travel
Don't rush me.
north.
Don't rush me.
I'm still trying to figure out what all of our shit he wanted to steal in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Gotta figure that out.
All of
What
our
do I
rations
want?
are gone.
Yeah. Sucks to be you nerds.
I don't think we had any to begin with.
Oh, the bag of holding.
Mm. I mean, the bag of
Quite
holding.
nice. For some reason, we had a bunch of squirrels coming to camp. I don't know. It's weird. Took all
what
the
is our
nuts.
what is our marching order for today?
Resigal lead.
Resigal leads packed.
I think Merc would follow up the rear, like at the very back with Scuttle.
I'm happy to be somewhere in the middle.
That doesn't help me any bit. Towards the front of his back.
Let's call it fourth.
Zurag's behind Ressig.
Adelaide in between Zurag and Millie.
Yeah, I'll be right behind.
Did I say that right? Millie said you were by Ressig or Merc?
By Merc.
Okay, and then correct. Oh, you're already out here. If you will, get down on the soggy bones. Okay, so you guys wake up in the morning, exchange your information of the watches. The skies remain clear. Again, those skies that you can see peeking through the breaks in the canopy, and you begin trudging along. The snow softly crunches underneath your feet as it compacts and settles underneath your footsteps. The sound of the wind in any of your footsteps is muddled by the blanket of snow. Again, occasionally you'll hear branches kind of crack or settle, and the dusting of snow on the branches above will fall and settle around, and you guys will kind of be hyper vigilant on how you're looking as you go into that. Everybody, give me a perception check.
What I do best? I'm good at what I'm good at. 3.
25 for Ressig.
17 for Zurag.
9 for Millie.
Mhm. I don't mind my
Right.
lids up there.
So as you are making your way through, suddenly Zurag, you hear a commotion coming from up ahead through a break in the trees as you watch as your path kind of opens up into a clearing. And you can hear multiple sources just kind of cackling a bit and seeming to like egg on each other. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Did my roll not show up?
I
don't
did.
know.
25.
Oh,
that.
well, it did not show up for me.
Yeah, because it didn't show up on
Well, both
Adelaide's
of you
screen
would-
either.
Yeah, it didn't show up for me at all. So both Ressig and Zurag would hear this, which makes sense as you guys are towards the front.
Is it just those noises, or do we hear any kind of chanting or any kind of language?
It doesn't sound like chanting. There is a language. I don't think either of you guys know it.
No, I think I'm giant, halfling, elvish, goblin, and common.
I'm just orc and ogre. Common.
Merc speaks everything. Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Orc, and Undercommon.
Then you would have to wait for Merc to get up, but as he gets up there, it sounds like Draconic. And it kind of sounds like they're like, break it! Break it! Get it open!
Merc will kind of turn back and look at everybody and goes, "It appears somebody's breaking into something." Which means, there could be loot to be had. Who's up
Is
for a
it-
little bit of a mugging?
Is it directly like where we're headed, anyways,
Yeah.
or is it like
Sounds
off to the
like
side?
sounds like it's coming right up from in front of you.
We could always try and move up slowly or quietly and see what's there.
Yeah.
If they're breaking something, it's probably not theirs, which means they're stealing it from somebody else. So
Merc will kind of gesture to the heavy armor and Scuttle, and he goes, "We could also go for a shock and awe."
Ressig gives a little rattle, a little shake, and he rattles with his armor or her armor as well. Well, we can try. We need to get closer before we try shock and awe, though. So,
do we have any tricks to sneak a little better?
I'm trying to remember what I got as my wood elfness now. Nope, that's not gonna help.
I can bless us.
Before we head up, it's not exactly going to be helpful for me at the moment. Oh, wait a minute. I do have something. I have this. Wait.
Doesn't Adelaide have something that we used last time?
I have Pass Without a Trace, courtesy of now being a wood elf and wood elf magic.
I think I have everything.
Where's that from?
And what does that look like?
Resic's never done this before, so it's just kind of that body that he took over. Whatever the lingering remnants of that soul is, you watch as one of his hands just almost reaches down and touches the plants and stuff that's nearby. As the energy from the plant kind of goes up his arm, her arm, and cloaks him in that wreath of shadow and obfuscation, and he sort of casts his arms out a little bit, like waving and gesturing towards each of you as that shadows kind of spread between us all.
I didn't know you could do that.
Neither did I until it happened. New things from a new body.
Merc will go, "Good, and I can still..." And he's going to close his eyes and try to go invisible, and not go invisible. And he's going to go, "But wait, no." And then he's going to close his eyes again and not go invisible. And just go, "Morden's cock and balls, damn it!"
Well, let's go see what we got. Let's go see who's robbing who.
Okay. I'd like you all to make me stealth checks now with a +10 for Pass Without Trace.
Yeah.
I'm
Good thing.
something of an expert in this.
Something of an expert? No.
They give me the option to do disadvantage. Holy.
Once you roll, if you hover over the number, there's a little up and down arrow. You click the down arrow, and that's where your disadvantage is at.
Oh, okay.
So, at disadvantage, did that roll show up for you, Vader?
Yeah, Ressig, a 10 and a 15, yes.
Yeah. So +10, making me a dirty 20.
23 total.
23, dirty
Damn.
20.
30, 20
Zarek.
for Adelaide.
So
you
it'll be a
add your
30
plus
for
10?
Adelaide.
Yeah.
30
Plus
for
10.
Adelaide.
30 for Adelaide.
Okay.
Dirty 20 for
20 into a
Zareg.
22.
What'd you get, Millie?
A nat 20 into a 22.
32.
Okay, +10, 32. Okay, so you guys, so quiet. This shadow kind of taking form as like an icy mist kind of obfuscating y'all's presence as you move up and get into view of this hubbub. And as you guys travel and get closer to this clearing, random last roll. As you guys travel and get to this clearing, you can see 12 kobolds all jumping and like egging a group of kobolds who are in the center of this clearing where this old like ruin of a well seems to be sitting. There's no like actual structure of the well, but there's the hole that's there, and you can see it's completely frozen in ice, but there seems to be a sort of like shimmering light coming from within the ice, and these kobolds are taking turns jabbing their spears into the ice, attempting to break it. Bring you over to the map.
Merc might mumble, oh, kobolds. We could use some servants.
How confident you are you about getting them to be our servants?
Merc will go. I mean, the rules of the Underdark say you just kill the biggest kobold and the rest usually try to run. You just capture which ones you think will make good servants and go from there.
That sounds like slavery.
You're
Merc
also
will go. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you're also a dragon person. You're not your usual self, so
Merc will pause and go, that might make it a little bit more complicated. We might have to kill the two largest ones.
well, Ressig is as useless as nipples on an owl bear when it comes to anything of large area effect, so I'll leave it up to somebody with more function in that department.
As you guys are having this discussion, you're watching as these groups of kobolds continue to chip at the ice, and one chips at it and it sends a resonating sound of when like a thick piece of ice cracks, and it echoes and it kind of shakes some of the trees off, and then there's a slight rumble at your feet.
Merc will go. Suppose we should stop them. All for a charge?
Are we on solid ground or are we standing on like a body of water frozen over?
From what you can see with the snow covered on the ground, it's solid.
From where we're at, do I see the quote-unquote biggest kobold?
Yes, he's the one who just caused the ice to crack resoundingly.
All right. Ressig is, for the time being, waiting for somebody with a little more brain cells and maybe some magical capabilities to do something, but I'm going to hold, basically get my bow ready and just train it on the big guy.
Merc is just lining up to charge. Whenever we're ready, he's ready to launch a cavalry charge here.
I have no AoEs.
The rag would be ready to run too. I guess we'd ask Adelaide if she could light something up to start it.
Light something up.
I mean, like AOE wise, do you have anything that could just distract a lot of them?
I don't have anything prepared as an area spell, which is stupid of me, but hey.
Am I the one with the AoE here?
Might be.
Single target and twin spell target.
Uh,
The ground has begun to rumble a little more.
yeah.
What do you guys do?
Merc is going to go. Well, to hell with it.
As soon as
He-
Merc charges, I'm gonna take shots with the bow at the big guy.
Okay.
I'll throw a firebolt at the big guy when he shoots an arrow.
Okay.
Zerag's just running with Merc.
Alright. This is the big guy over here. So why don't we get our shot off, our 2 shots off, and then let's roll initiative.
Well, there might be a third shot. Hakaluki.
Okay, so you guys will be rolling
Well, I'm not
your
close enough.
attacks with advantage because this is technically a surprise round. An 11 will not hit. So both of you fire off.
And
Both of you fire off, and you miss as the ground itself kind of shakes violently and causes you to like slip up a bit. And as you do so, and your arrow and your firebolt sipped in, these kobolds all turn like all at once, and they're just like, food, get them. And we are gonna go into combat.
Crazy, because Merc yelling the same thing back at them.
that's a lot of dice.
It is a lot of dice. I thought I turned it off.
Which one's the big one again?
He's this one right here.
Okay.
Okay. As they all start lifting their spears above their head, and you watch as their eyes start to glaze over this like yellowy sheen, they start to drool at their mouth as they all see. And Ressig, you are first to act. You watch as your arrow just settles, and now these creatures are all looking at you. You can still feel the vibration of the ground beneath your feet.
Alrighty then. What is the distance? 30. Ooh, wait a minute.
Distance.
I can go that far now, because I got more movement. Switching from the bow, he is going to rush forward. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Get to the big guy. And do what Resic do. Where's Argon? Why isn't it working? There we go. Woolpick. That is a 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
Son of a bitch. 11 points of damage to him.
Points of damage.
Second attack against him. I should have done something as a bonus action first.
Well, you don't need to do a second attack against him because he's super dead.
Alright. Does any of the 11 carry over to the next guy over?
He is not close enough. So, no.
This guy?
Or, I mean, he's not. They have to be, like, right next to him.
Okay. Then that second attack.
No, you know what? Yeah, that's fine.
There,
That's
I thought it was within 5 feet.
Yeah, let me clear. Let me get fucking people out of here. Get the guy out of here. Fucking dead. Alright. So that was 12. Yeah, you killed both of them.
Okay. Bonus action, even though I should have done this first. Oh, wait. No. Didn't want to roll the damage. I just wanted to use the ability. Giants might get swole. And that's my turn. I'll change my size if you want to continue on to somebody else.
Nice. So you rush up, and as you do so, you are increasing your size. You become a large creature, and you swing this war pick around, and you collide one kobold skull with another, causing them to explode. Their blood splattering onto the pure white snow at your feet. This guy here going to, in a fury, drooling even more, is going to rush up 5, 10, 15. He's going to jump over his companion. I'll just move him over here for shits and gigs. And he's going, as he launches himself over his companion, he comes flying at you with this with a spear in his hand. Oh, sorry, a dagger in his hand, and he's going to try and stab you. That is a 13 to hit.
Does not
as he
hit.
As he flies through the air, you're able to get your the shaft of your war pick up, and the dagger bounces off the wood, and he readies himself, kind of sliding a bit in the snow, and then reforming himself, his dagger in his hand, the drool just coming out of his mouth as his eye is focused on you with the frenziedness. For you, this guy up here is going to do the same. They're going to come rushing in. Why do you do this to me? He's going to come settle right here, stepping on his companion, rushing forward to fight you. Dagger the same. As you're blocking this one rushes up quickly on all fours, holding its dagger in its mouth, and as he gets close to you, he spits it out, grabs it with his fist, and attempts to stab you in the ribs. With advantage. At 21 to hit you.
Will hit.
Right. Take a good old 6 points of piercing damage as this jagged knife is sunk right into your midsection. The kobold pulls the blade out and licks the blood, and you watch as it splurts all over this ice next to you that is continuing to crack with each little tremor underneath your feet, until finally you watch as it spider webs and begins to push upwards, and you all feel the ground shaking at your feet, as exploding out of this ice is a monstrosity the length of 2 football fields. One set of hands propelling itself as another pushes up, as another one pushes it further, as it elongates itself up into the air before settling down in front of you, as this gigantic creature emerges from the depths of this ice.
Ribs are arresting.
As it comes up,
what the fuck?
As it comes up, the frostiness as from its hot breath meets the cold air. And you can just see this cloud of mist begin to form around its mouth as it looks down and sees everything, or all these kobolds around, and sees you, Ressig, and its mouth begins to glow like light blue as it unleashes a frost breath down onto you, and it is coming downward in a cone, so it's also going to get the kobolds in we're all right next to you as well. Hell,
Oh,
let's see. It might
goody.
get Yeah, so it's just get frost right down on you. I need you to make a. Whoops. It is a. Put that in there.
Hey, Chad, if we could get some 07s, you know.
Yeah, ignore the cone where it's going because it's actually going down at a downward angle, so it's not going to get the rest of the party there, but it is going to get the kobolds, the 3 kobolds that are right next to Restig and Restig. I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
It is an 18.
18 passes. DC 17. But so you'll take half damage. Let me roll for these kobolds. I don't.
I mean,
Imagine
even
it
if they
even matters.
pass,
Yeah, you're right. Yep. So I'm not even gonna bother for it. So they are just gonna die. But here comes the damage.
what the fuck?
Okay, is it not gonna show me the damage? Or?
45
45?
points.
45 damage, which completely murders these kobolds. And you'll take half of that, Resig.
Concentration check for pass without a trace. 25.
Very good, very good.
You will be
All right.
remembered, Russig. We'll miss you.
Let me clear these guys out of my initiative counter. That is going to be this kobold. Who is going
At
to...
the end of his turn, can I get a wisdom saving throw, if you please?
From the big creature?
Yes.
4.
If you'd be so kind.
Not a problem. 22.
Son of a bitch. Alright.
All right. This kobold is going to run the fuck away. He's going to disengage, and he is going to flee. Zurag, that is your turn.
My question is, why the hell were they trying to take this thing out? They're just gonna run away.
You can see shimmering in his forehead is a rather sizable gemstone.
That makes sense.
Color.
Sapphire.
Still good, but not what I was wanting.
Well, Zurag is gonna rush forward, seeing this thing burst out of the ground. And as he's running, he's gonna throw himself into the rage, and you are gonna hear him basically give out a war cry, and you'll hear his jaw start to crack as his mouth is gonna take the form of the lichen. You hear it crack and kick, and his jaw just kind of lunges forward, and he has the mouth of a wolf. Hit reach. Damn, that
You guys
didn't
are
true.
fighting.
Sounds painful.
I know chat won't be able to see it, but amusedly,
Okay, and
you mean one of these little guys?
yeah, these little guys.
Yeah, just one
Oh,
of
he's
those
got
little
one.
boys.
Little guy.
Little guys. He's just a little guy.
we just compare him to a frost giant.
And Zurag is gonna go in swinging. Great weapons master. I don't even get to choose anymore.
Just a little guy.
What would that be?
Yeah.
I
Are
believe
you
the first
attacking
one would be-
recklessly?
Yes, I should.
Good, so go ahead and make that with advantage.
Oh, so -5. So a 9.
Yeah, so you rush up, and as your mouth is taking on the forms of more bestial jaws, you rush forward, feeling that fury as you go into your rage, and you swing with your great great axe, and you watch as it like impacts into this this creature's skin, and it's almost like you struck solid ice, and it has no purchase whatsoever. But this thing just looks down at you with these snow white eyes and just like growls.
He doesn't know what else to do but try again. Just make his second attack.
Do it up.
Pick up his axe and swing it.
Reckless. Make sure you do it with advantage.
So 23 to hit.
23 hits. You pull your axe free. This time swinging around, and this time you make purchase, catching a little bit more of its softer underbelly. 15 points of damage.
Add the 10, sorry.
Plus, so 25 points of damage.
Is there a way to edit it so we can do that?
I might just shut that module off. I wanted it so we didn't have to do as many clicks, but it doesn't allow us to do the rest of our stuff. So let me just do how, and then
Unless I could just make a toggle for Great Weapons Master or something that just adds it automatically.
you could try. But damage has successfully been dealt on your second hit. Again, getting into this thing's softer underbelly. As you slice into it, you see that it has like a dark blue-ish blood that leaks out onto the ice, and it almost like feels colder now that you've opened a wound for this thing. All right, keeping it going. Anything else?
I think that's it. It's full movement.
Okay. This kobold is going to run, but he's going to run towards the party. What is happening? It is going to rush at Merc and is going to attempt to stab him.
You can also stab Skittles if he wants. Also, was I supposed to roll initiative for Skittle?
No, we'll just have him go on your turn.
Merc, seeing it try to stab him, just kind of bashes his shield into the dagger.
He just like kind of whelps as you smash him to the ground, and he makes no purchase. This guy up here, his kobold, is going to disengage and rush away, following his friend. He does not want to be here at all. This guy's going to do the same, disengage and skedaddle as far as he can. Adelaide, that is your turn.
Adelaide is going to thorn whip this guy right in front of her.
Alright, I like it.
You just see Adelaide like put her hand up into the air and tries to summon like this little whip from her hand. It's like a little shooting fire whip, but does 11 hit?
That's not you.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, the wrong stuff. That's a
natural one.
Oh, that's the natural one.
Merc is going to yell, "Watch it!" as it like almost hits him.
Yeah, you
Well,
watch Merc kind of batters this guy, and you try to catch him in the air. But as you shoot out this thorn whip, the kobold corrects and like twists himself, and he slices through the thorn whip, stopping it from wrapping around him.
That is all she's gonna do at the moment.
Alrighty. Kobolds here gonna continue to get the hell out of Dodge. This guy here is gonna move down as well. come this way and take a pot shot at Merc with advantage. But still can't get it. Merc, you're able to get your shield back in position as this other kobold comes rushing up. Millie, that is your turn.
They're both pretty far up there. Millie is going to move up. And actually move to the side, so I'm not going to directly whack Adelaide in the back of the head with anything. And she, at present, because I think it's only 30 feet, will cast, yes, I'll cast Bless instead of doing what I was originally going to do. And I'm going to choose Merc, Adelaide, and myself right now, since we're currently in the line of fire. If I move forward too much, I'm going to be at risk of being thwacked myself. But I'll get more stuff going later.
Alright. Bless up on you and Merc and Adelaide.
Yep.
Alright. Kobold, this guy. Yeah, he's gonna rush off. Disengage and leave. Okay. Merc, that is your turn.
The Merc is going to direct Scuttle. Let's have Scuttle. He's going to kick this kobold before riding off.
Walk it.
Let's click my button. I think this should work. Just gotta double check. Ha! No advantage. Get him. 16 for
16
8 points.
hits. 8 points of damage. Smashes down into this kobold using like the front four legs of his spider-like body. Stomps into one and badly hurts the other.
Imagine he like does almost like a tap dance, just like. I'll
just straight up. Well, I want him to die. So.
Can I hit a guy and then ride up and then throw another attack, or do both attacks have to be like consecutive?
No, that's perfectly fine.
Merc will lift the gavel of the Venrune, and he's going to bring it down on this kobold's head. With advantage because Scuttle flanking.
Yep.
Advantage. A 15 to hit.
15 hits. You bring your hammer down, and it just smashes this kobold as he's trying to right himself from taking damage from Scuttle's leg, and he's dead.
Merc will go filth, and then he's just gonna do his ride. Alright, so Scuttle has 60 foot of movement. Crap. I cannot move. There we go. So I can get basically up to this side. And we will throw another gavel attack at it. As Merc charges up on Scuttle. Uh, 20 to hit.
20 hits. 12 points of damage.
Yeah, we won't smite into this
All right.
yet. Bonus action, Merc is going to bring some shield of faith around himself.
All right, I like it.
As his greenish shield kind of forms back over, making an extra layer of protection.
Okay. Brings us back to top of the round 2, Resig.
Alrighty then. Ressig's going to take the war pick with his allies now there. He's going to, seeing that unbelievably painful breath weapon, gonna shift around the side and try and get away from a cluster. And then he's gonna start whacking. Oh, that should have been at advantage as he takes the pick and hits this thing for a 13 hit.
You see, as like you come around to the side, you strike down, and it kind of turns its upper body towards you, and you ping right off the hard surface of its frosty scales.
Alright, attack number 2. My god, rolling like a dumpster fire. 15 to hit.
Again, you bring your war pick down, and just the same result, just another ping, it bounces off. You feel your grip almost slip as like that tender, like not tender, but like sharp vibration of just metal hitting a hard surface is reverberated through your entire weapon, and the fact that your hands are cold does not make it any better. And standing close to this thing feels like you're standing in a freezer.
Alright, yeah. I will bonus action. He kind of gestures to one of the runes on his shoulder, and you watch as it forms almost a protective barrier around him. And I'm going to use the Hill rune. Get that resistance. It's bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing for 1 minute.
Alright, I like it. As this thing now has you guys kind of surrounding it, let's see if it gets its breath weapon back. It does not, so it is instead going to unleash a series of attacks. It's going to swipe around to the side, its jaws opening up wide to try and encompass Resig here, who has now positioned themselves in a way. Here we go. No, this, please, thank you. Little bite. It's gonna be a 24 to hit you on the bite.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright, you take 11 points of piercing damage.
Halved.
And you also take, did that give you both?
No, it just did the
No.
11.
And you also take, no, not a d20, a d10.
That was me for my concentration check.
Oh, okay. And you also take 6 points of cold damage. And as this thing swivels around, it's going to take, it's going to continue. So it like bites into you, keeps its swirling momentum. It throws its multiple hands out, and it's going to claw at Zurag next. 20 to hit you, Zurag.
That'll hit.
Okay. Only 6 points of slashing damage. Sorry, piercing damage. Which will be halved because you're rage. It's going to continue
What
for... Don't kill yourself.
It gave me 26. What happened?
Yeah, definitely not.
Drag
26.
just bubbles and explodes.
Here comes an attack at Merc. That's a 25 to hit you.
25 will hit.
And it's just 6 points of damage. That was 2 claws.
I took a bunch of damage there too.
I
What?
don't know where the damage is coming from.
Yeah.
I don't like this thing.
I was looking at my hit points. I was like, I should not be that low. I didn't take that much damage.
No, make sure your damage is right. But 6 points of damage to your Merc. And as it like finishes its spinning, it's gonna do its last 2 claw attacks on Resic.
Oh, I get a D4 to this concentration because I am blessed, right?
Yep. You do. So even you're fine because even with a 1, you would have done it. Last 2 claw attacks. That is a 19 and then a even more 27.
Both hit.
Damage. You take. Where'd the other one go? 20 points of piercing damage.
Halved.
To 10. Yep, halved to 10.
And that's 2 separate attacks, right?
Yep.
Alright, so I owe you 2 of these.
And there.
Nope, don't. Alright. And. Ooh, fail. So
Alright.
pass without a trace is gone.
Yeah, that's alright.
Served us well for a brief moment.
Yeah, we got time. Okay. Now that the kobolds are in a safer position, they are going to pelt you guys with slings. So, resting, this one's coming at you. We'll be at
Miss.
Vandy's. So that'll miss. Alright. Zurag. This thing just went into a dervish of attacks, biting into Ressig, slashing into you and Merc, before settling its final 2 claws into Ressig.
Durag's seeing that he actually made some purchase under the underbelly. He's going to try to repeat that process. Recklessly attack with the Great Weapons Master again. I think this should roll it properly. Ooh. Let me do advantage. 15 to hit.
Now that it's like turned around, it's more thicker hide turned towards you, and a similar like you go to implant your axe and you just kind of have to like check yourself as it bounces off and slides to the side, making no purchase.
Try again. $21 to hit.
21 will hit.
Or yep, that should be right. 25 points of damage.
25 points of damage. Alright.
Zurag is blue with the blood of his enemy.
I'm probably
Yeah,
freezing
more-
cold then.
Yeah, more of this frosty blue blood spills, but this creature is far from death's door. Anything else on your turn there?
Don't think so. It's the only thing I got for actions.
Alright, continue to pepper you guys with some slings from the kobolds out here. Take this, you jerk. Natural 20. Come
No,
on,
I don't think so.
I don't think you're within range to do your shits, but I don't remember how far your ranges
I
are.
think it's like 60 feet.
Yep.
The cloud rune is 30 feet, but the runic shield is 60.
I like it. Okay. I will roll again. I'll just do this. At 18 to hit you.
Just hits.
Well, you saved yourself from some exploding die. You take 10 points of... No.
8.
No. What did you roll?
It's a 4 plus 4.
8 points of damage. It rolled the critical.
All right. Let me
Okay.
give myself one more.
Continuing to pelt you, Ressig, with these little sling rounds.
Yep.
21 to hit, but let me see if I can get another crit. I do not. So here comes the damage. 4 points of damage as you are pelted with these stones that are being slung at you as you fight this gargantuan beast. Adelaide.
Adelaide is going to move. I think 1, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then she's gonna action dash. Wait, 10, 15, 20. Can I move right here? No, will move right there.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Healing Word on Resik.
Ready? What's the word?
I believe it's bird.
Bird!
Duck, duck, goose! So
And you are
5 points
healed.
of heal. You are healed for 5 points. Gonna yell at you, duck! That's it. That's her turn.
Okay, this one out here is going to just pepper rest it with some shizzy. But miss.
Or he actually loaded a snowball in his sling, not a stone.
It sails past and hits this creature, but it just pings off and explodes, and the creature pays no attention to it. Millie.
All right. Millie is going to take a few steps forward. Until... Ugh, I don't like getting that close. Maybe should have pre-planned my spacing a bit better. That's 30 feet. Alright, I'm gonna get on the edge of the stuff over here.
Okay.
I think I can take one more movement. So, there we go. Now I'm in a decent spot. And then we're gonna twin spell haste on Resik and Zurek.
Yay!
I can't select them for some reason. Come on, little buddy. Oh, there we go. I was clicking the wrong thing the whole time. That's my bad. And haste. Move like the wind! Obviously dropping concentration on Bless in the process.
So, Merc and Adelaide, as well as yourself, Millie, feel that warm blessing fade away as you holler out for Ressig and Zurag to fight like the wind, and they feel lifted on their feet, more agile. Alright, I like it. Anything else? Any other
That'll be
movement?
it.
Alright, Michael over here. I'm gonna roll just a random d6 and we'll see who he's gonna chuck a rock at. It's gonna be Merc. Get rocks chucked at you, nerd. With advantage, probably still won't hit. He would have to hit like a natural 20. You just feel like this pebble of a rock just ping off your hardened blackened scales. And this kobold's like, oh, shit.
Merc
That's
will
your turn.
Merc is going to turn and look at the collected kobolds and kind of roar in Draconic. You serve me now! Attack the big one! Or I will consume you myself!
Give me an intimidation check.
Not great at it. But that's a natural 20!
They're all like, "You got it, boss."
We have friends.
These kobolds will now attack this huge monster.
Merc is going to ride along to like here. We'll spread out. He's just, keeping it moving. So first we'll start with the most important part of this attack. Get him, Scuttles! Does an 18 hit?
It does.
Get him,
I was
Scuttles!
about to say,
Put
we're
him in
all
a
at
body
advantage
bag.
here, so.
Oh yeah, I
Crit
should.
fish for Scuttles.
I will absolutely crit fish for Scuttles. So 14 points of bludgeoning damage. Get him with your leg. Hit him with your leg.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right, Scuttles. Give him 32 points of damage.
No. How about let's not? That's bludgeoning.
Yeah. Definitely non-magical. Alright, and now to make chimichangas, Merc is going to lift the gavel and swing. Before I hit, I'm going to channel Divinity for a plus 10 to that roll to make that a 20.
14 points of damage. Yeah, I'm still trying to do math.
You have advantage.
Oh yeah, I should also roll with advantage before I channel Divinity. I get to know the result before I do Guidance Strike.
Well, then you hit.
23 for 6. Yeah, I'll take that. That's fine. Second swing. Second reverse. Same as the first. With advantage. That'll be 11 points of damage, but we will throw a second level smite into that.
Okay.
For 3 additional d8 radiant damage. As Merc's gavel starts to glow with that sickly green energy as he slams it into its back.
Alright. I like this. You smash into this thing, and as you do so, this thing rears up, and as like the point of just impact causes like ribs to explode outward through the tough skin, and it just showers you with this icy blue blood as this creature writhes in pain, and it is now bloodied, but it is still standing, and it is furious.
Bonus action. We're gonna throw out. Merc's gonna reach to his holy symbol, that hand, and almost like throw it out as a gauntlet appears right here. As a spiritual weapon of a just blackened gauntlet will appear there. I believe on its spawn I get to make a swing with it.
Okay,
Yes.
so-
What do you mean? Which one do I click? I believe this is a d20 plus 5. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think this gets an advantage, or does it?
No.
Okay. For 12.
All right. Does not hit. Strikes off of this thing's hard carapace as it positions itself to attempt to cover up its wound.
Alright. And that will be Merc's turn.
All right. As this creature settles down, its eyes begin to flash, and that jewel in its head also flashes. And you watch as the frostiness begins to build around its mouth once more. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
No.
I made 5 kobold friends. We will call them helpers for now, for the sake of Twitch.
Better than 5 kobolds throwing rocks at us, even if they're not that great.
Doing the
We'll
best they
see.
can.
Yeah, they're doing all right. We will see how this battle turns out next time. Thank you guys for playing. Thanks to my audience for watching. This is Reign of Storms. I'm Vader the Mad, your DM. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you all for
Bye-bye.
watching.
Bye.